Praise be to Jesus. I hate sins and not sinners, says Saint Antony of Padua. The Gospel of today tells us how the mercy of God could even reach to the furthest end of the world. Today, we are going to experience Jesus at the face of His merciful Father in our reflections. What is our greatest need of today? If our greatest need would have been money, God could have sent an economist. If our greatest need would have been pleasure, God could have sent an entertainer. If our greatest need would have been knowledge, God could have sent an educator. Having realized our greatest need, that is mercy and love, God sent His only Son to the world to shower His mercy to all of us. The desire of God is that we all may be saved by the redemptive work of His beloved Son Jesus Christ. But we fail to understand His love for us, so we sin against and become sinners in the sight of God and others. When we see the word sinners in the Gospel, don't think of it as we think about it. For example, when Pope Francis was elected as Pope, a question was asked, "Who is Pope Francis?" He said, "I am a sinner." It is an act of humility. I am the Pope and sinner like any of you. We are all sinners in one or other way, and we are inclined to commit sins. But when we see the word sinners in the Gospel, it means those who violate the laws of Moses and doing it publicly and in a grave way. For instance, King Herod marrying his brother's wife, which is sin against the sixth commandment, that you shall not commit adultery. It is same to the prostitutes if they are publicly known as prostitutes. A tax collector was someone who was known not just for colluding with the Roman governors, but they were also known for extortion that would break the commandment that you shall not steal. Jesus is obviously receiving the sinners, welcoming and even eating with them. Zacchaeus had the curiosity to know Jesus, not because Jesus was a wonder worker. Rather, Jesus, being a Jew, He associates with the sinners, welcomes the sinners, and eats with them. Zacchaeus was a chief tax collector and a rich person, yet he experienced loneliness due to his fellow Jews who avoided to interact, eat, making friendship with him. So, he was a person who was eagerly seeking peace of mind, joy, and meaning in his life. His life becomes new again when Jesus shows God's mercy, which brought in his life the attitude of sharing and sincerity and a life of joy and happiness. Zacchaeus thought that he was seeking Jesus, but in reality, Jesus was seeking Zacchaeus. Remember the words of Jesus, "I have come not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance." Luke 5:32. The strategy that Jesus used to bring back the people to God is first communion and then repentance. Yes, my dear people of God, the merciful Lord is seeking for us. Let us courageously return to Him, because our God is interested in our present, not the past. also let go our prejudice which enslaves us. Let go our crowd mentality to see the goodness of the humanity, and let go our self-righteousness to understand others as the children of God. Let us be a blessing to others, transmit God's mercy to our fellow human beings, and let us become the face of God's mercy. Live Jesus.